Hi everybody, this is Lou Fenninger, and we're going to talk about how the idea came to my mind about building the perfect house. So the idea is to build a house so not airtight, so well insulated that it will not require heating that a conventional house needs. So the original idea came from an architect named Markham Wells, and he had some of it. He had the earth home idea where the house was bermed and insulated and enveloped in insulation and then covered by earth. And the idea that I added to his idea was to put a greenhouse in front of the house so that it would be a buffer and a heat source for the house. So any day there's sun, and I've experimented with this in my own home, anyway there's sunshine, the greenhouse becomes quite hot. Even on the coldest day of the year, I've had over 100-degree temperatures in my greenhouse. So, that temperature could be brought into the house and it could be stored in mass. So mass meaning concrete, rocks, anything that's a heat sink. So any rock, concrete, masonry, ceramic, anything like that could store heat. And so that's the concept. And as I was forging ahead with that project, I had a 6-home subdivision that I was planning, and it was the architect's friend of mine drew it up, and we had everything in line. We had a hydrogeological study done on the land. We had everything surveyed, and elevations and the roadways. We had gone through it with the local planners, who was a woman named Catherine McInnes at the time in East Gwillimbury, who was very excited about the whole project. And the local mayor was excited about the whole project, Mr. Featherstone Haw. And then there was an election, and all this process takes years. And then there was an election, and a farmer was voted in. I won't mention his name, but he was voted in, and he was against the project for no other reason than it would be bermed or underground. And it was really not underground, it's on the ground and then covered with earth. Much like what they're trying to do now, they're building these green roofs, which, anyway, is kind of a compromise. But, then it went to, I had a challenge convincing the mayor. But shortly after that, I was still going through the process when Bob Rae was voted in the provincial legislature, and he froze everything completely with anywhere near the Oak Ridges Moraine. We were about a mile from the Oak Ridges Moraine, but that kind of squashed my project completely. At that point, I was completely spent, frustrated, and I'd spent a lot of money in the project, and I decided that I was not going to go ahead with it. And I shelved everything. I threw away the plans and stored some of them, still have them. And went on with my life. Built a chalet up at Sir Sam's, which was a great success, the building project. And I found I could build very effectively, very easily, very innovatively. And that's how it got started. So then I 25 years later, I finished my business, ArtSource, and I was tired of it, and I was ready to get out of it. A fellow came up and asked me if I wanted to join him in a solar venture, and I said, sure, I'd love to. I've always been interested in solar, and in building technologies is what I read and what I do, and every year I usually have a building project, and so on I went. We started Lim Energy, and at the time we, Alex had the technical expertise, the computer expertise, and we learned the solar business kind of together. I was the sales and the business part of it, and he was the technical part of it. And we built that business, and as I got into it and started calling on customers and making sales, my solar house, solar lifestyle home was, I need to build it. You know, I decided I need to build this. I went through the preliminary process with a golf course, and they wanted to build it on the inside of the hill, but we found out that it would take 5 years just to get possible approvals. So I decided I wasn't interested in that. So I have property up here, and I've been looking for property. I have property up here in Haliburton, and I decided this would be a perfect venue. It's close to the lake. It's right on the ski hill. It's a great spot. Lots of people will see it. Lots of people will visit it. There'll be some interest, and people that are interested. You know, I'd like this to proliferate itself, to build a different, new type of house that is energy efficient, very self-sustaining, net zero plus.